The CS market is going through a bit of a rough period again. In the past 24 hours, we're seeing pretty much every single skin down except for some high tiers, while all of those Dopplers, those phase 2s, everything that got so hyped up is kind of crashing in price. But the good news is this is eventually going to give us a very good place to start buying skins again. So let's cover everything that's going on. So something I covered a few weeks ago is that things seem to be immensely overpriced. And anytime we see hype spikes like this in the CS market, we tend to retrace. Every single time we have retraced, actually, at least to somewhat normal levels. Maybe not all the way back down to pre-hype levels, but very close to them. And in some skins, all the way back down to where things were at before the hype really kicked off. And this is really good because it, one, shows to people that we can get to these highs, which is very bullish, as they say in the market, very good. It makes people want to buy stuff because they could see that things could get to ridiculous prices. But as we're seeing here, and as we see every time we come off a hype spike, we saw a massive crash, but we're seeing just way less buyers, and we're seeing slow but steady selling. Gloves aren't even the best thing to look at there because they've only recently kind of popped off. I could look at the Karambit Fade, for example, a lot more liquid of an item. We could go back and see where it was during the peak CS2 hype. It kind of did something similar where it spiked up in price. I'll go back to this one even. It spiked up in price and then just slowly over the next few weeks crashed back down to normal levels, spiked up in price, crashed back down a little bit, and then buyers came in for whatever reason, but still, it inevitably ended up coming back to pre-hype levels, and that kind of seems like what we're seeing here again. Huge spike up in price, massive dip, it got bought up like the last time, and then couldn't really sustain this super high price. Once again, you've got people from just 3 months ago that are $1,000 in profit from owning this thing, so obviously people are going to be taking profit more than there are people going to be buying. I mean, it's a free $1,000 at any point if you decide to sell this thing. So this, I will say it looks bad. It looks like we don't have a lot of buyers stepping in, and it seems like sellers are completely in control, and I think that's the way it's going to be. Maybe we find support for skins like the Karambit Fade at like 3,200 here, which is, I mean, kind of beginning when things were going parabolic. Will this thing come back to $2,500? Sure, it's possible, but the case market has gotten a lot more expensive, so it's very possible it doesn't as well. It's somehow hit 5,500, which is absolutely insane. As per usual, I'll be completely comfortable buying something like this at $2,500. If it does reach that level, it'd be great. It'd be a great spot to buy. But $3,000 is probably a much more hopeful area to look at. But this could go on for the next 6 months, so there's no reason to rush. To cash out instantly for PayPal, crypto, and bank transfers, check out skin.place. Skin.place gives you fair prices for every single skin you have, and is an insanely easy process. Here's how it works. Just click the skins you want to sell, enter your crypto address or whatever you need to do, and then you just get sent a trade offer, accept it, and receive your money in about 20 minutes. It's the best way to sell CS2 skins no matter what size your inventory is. Get a 3% bonus on selling your skins with that link at the top of the description. The good news is with that sponsor I just covered, you don't gotta worry about listing your skin on the marketplace and, nobody buying it and then dropping off like 20% in price, because you could insta sell it with the sponsor, which is very, very good. But pretty much anything you look at here is down in price. The field tested Dragonlord, one skin that's thankfully still up. As I covered with the high, it might come down. It might come back down to like $7,000. I wouldn't be shocked at all. But with high tiers, they're a bit different, as anytime there's a hype spike, they do maintain a high level. Started at like 2,400 in 2021. Massive hype. It literally looks the same every single time. Massive hype spike. Oh, now they're 3,500. Slowly climbing price. Massive hype spike. Come back down. Oh, wait, they're consolidated at like $5,000-6,000 now. Bounce around $6,000 for a bit. Hype spike up to like 8,300. Crash back down. Now they're probably going to be consolidating again. So that's why I like high tiers so much. That's why I bought a Howl. These skins are just so good to hold for the long term. But as for the rest of the market, things that have become very overhyped, like the phase 2s, for example, I would love to buy a phase 2 in the future, but there's just so much hype around them right now. This is a chart that could easily come back down to 2,500-ish, and potentially that'd be a level I'd buy at, especially for the phase 2s, because I think they have so much hype. People love them so much in CS2, but this is not a level I'm buying at, guys. It's too expensive. This shows no demand for this thing to go to a higher price. And even if it does go to a higher price, Best case scenario gets to like 5 grand. Worst case scenario gets to like 2 grand. So you don't really want to take that risk. It's not really worth it. You're much better off just playing safe. You could assume, based on every single time we've seen hype spikes in the market before, that they'll come back down to at least a reasonable level that'll give you a good chance to buy at. People are in so much profit, they might as well. And it's not like other people aren't necessarily buying the skins. It's like there's so many insta-sell sites out there now, like the one I covered in this video. It's like those sites take the responsibility of paying very high prices for skins as well. So there could be very little actual demand going on, and these could very easily drop in price significantly. And I think that's what's going to happen over the next like 6 months. So once again, no rush. I've covered this in like a bunch of videos, and it seems like it's finally starting to play out, and it should continue to play out. We aren't necessarily going to be seeing minus 10% in skins every single day, but we could easily see things drop like 3-4%, bounce up like 1-2%, and then just continue on their way down. I think that's what's going to happen. People are willing to pay ridiculous prices for skins, but the moves can't happen this quickly. They won't be sustained. They never are. They never will be. It's shown in every single chart I've shown you guys, whether it be over 6 months that the crash happens, or whether it be over 6 weeks. It happens. Take your profit, be safe, get some good entries. I'll tell you guys when to get good entries. One of the skins I covered in multiple videos was the blue phosphor. I think the blue phosphor is still up in price. This is still a fine level to take profit for this thing. It's up 35%. My mouse is about to die. It's up 35% over the past 60 days. I said if it gets below 600, it did get below 600 somewhere, somehow. It got to 575. I'm like, you need to buy this thing because it reached pre-hype levels. Look, pre-hype, like 550, goes through a massive hype up in price, and then comes back down to pre-hype levels below 600. I say to buy it, and then it blows up in price. This is the demand level. A price consolidating just shows demand. It shows people are willing to buy at that level for the super long term. Anything good can happen. The player count can increase. The market could start blowing up, and then this thing's going to follow. Because people have proven they're willing to buy at this price. It's very unlikely it goes lower unless there's some devastating event, even though there shouldn't be at this point. And then it blows up. And I think that's how it's going to be for the rest of the market. So look for pre-hype buys. Make your money. You will do well. Thank you guys for watching. Sponsor, link in the top of the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.